Okay. We are back live here on iHeartRadio and also AMFM247.com. Tune in, iTunes, of course, TalkShoe.com, live Twitch stream at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Also, KJAGradio.com for video and audio as well. And we have got some great guests joining us today here on the old Skype, the old Skype-a-rooney. And we are going to go to the Skype-a-rooney. And, gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, we're LestWeForget. My name's JH, and I am the lead singer and bassist of the band.
Hello, I'm Harry. I'm one of the guitarists of the band.
Hi, I'm Paul Heavey. I am the other guitarist and backing vocalist.
Awesome. So tell me about the band. How did you guys get started as a group?
So Harry and I knew each other at school, and we played in like, I guess the first iteration of this band in our later school years, and it was like a metalcore thing. We played a few local shows, recorded a couple of things. Yeah, we were really into all that stuff, and then it became a proper thing like just after we joined uni. We started getting into more prog bands. Played a few shows up and down the country, and then Paul here joined about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, about then. Yeah.
And then since then we've been touring around the place, recording as much as we can, doing as much as we can, obviously until all this started. So yeah, it's been a long old journey, and we've moved on from Bullet for My Valentine to more kind of Between the Buried and Me stuff.
That's awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your musical influences and musical heroes.
We've got a massive range of them, haven't we?
Yeah, we all kind of bring something different to the table when it comes to writing. I know that Paul brings a lot of the Tool, Mastodon influence in, and I myself bring in a bit of the Dream Theater Haken stuff. Jay is into his post-rock.
Yeah.
I'd say I sort of have a more like a classical rock style influence, like Harry said, like Mastodon-y sort of Tool sort of vibe. Whereas Harry's like the Dream Theater, the Haken, all that sort of stuff, the more technical bits. We sort of merge it together. It's nice, and JH is just lovely.
I listen to a lot of weird stuff.
He's more a post rock boy, which that brings stuff. Well, I love that as well, but writing style specifically, I suppose.
So how do you guys write the music? Do you guys does one person share all the responsibilities? How does this all work?
I think generally. Sorry, Paul. After you.
Well, I was to say for the most part, since I joined anyway, I can't speak for before then. But since we've sort of hit the gas recently, it's been majoritively shared between myself and Harry. And then obviously JH as the vocalist obviously chips in massively to that, and he has his own stuff as well. But I think the main duties are between me and Harry. We have a lot of stuff in the back burner, both of us. So more we like, right, so we've released this, we've got something new to write. What do we got? And we show each other what we have, and just sort of go for there and spitball and see how it all comes together. And
I think on a song-to-song basis, it kind of, one of us will go, oh, I've got this song here, structure sort of laid out. What do you reckon? Oh, I reckon do this, change this, add this. So it's less like meeting up in a room and jamming out something. The idea comes from someone, and then everyone else adds on to it.
Yeah, I mean the time we're in, technology is at such an advanced pace that we use a lot of like programs to help us write. We don't have to get up in the room and jam and such anymore, which I used to do a lot when I was younger. Which still not knocking that, obviously, but we use we can write down everything that we think of and send it to each other without having to pay, to go and meet up in the room and whatever. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome. We have got some great guests with us today that join us live here in our broadcast. Check out LestWeForget band.co.uk for the latest from these guys. And they have got music videos and all sorts of different things going on. Now, you guys are on social media. Talk to me a little bit about your social media following.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, like, it's the main promotional tool that we have, and it's one of the things that we focus on. So we're on all major social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Obviously, you mentioned the website there, which we try and push people to as much as we can, and we try and use it as a sort of the hub for our audience. And we're on Spotify, and we put a lot of impetus onto that too, as a sort of social space where you listen to music and share playlists, see what other people are listening to, and listen to mixes, etc. So I think our social media following, we're a touring underground level UK band. So we have a couple of thousand followers on Facebook. And about 400 monthly listeners on Spotify at the moment, but 18,000 listens on one song, and that's growing currently. But we've been up. At one stage when 01 first came out, which was at the start of 2019, we were up at sort of 4,000 monthly listeners. So we place a lot of importance on it. And it's a great way of getting noticed. It's a great way of interacting with people that like you and want to hear more from you. So we do care about it a lot. But obviously everyone else has a Facebook page. Everyone else tries to get their music up on Spotify. So it's a saturated market, but we're sort of doing our best to try and get our head above the parapet.
Fantastic. We have got Lest We Forget with us today. They join us live here on a broadcast. And so take me through this music video you guys have, because this is a pretty cool piece of business.
Which video is it? We've got a couple.
The latest one, Visitors.
Oh, Visitors. Yeah. So it's a studio video, I guess. Like, it's a collection of shots of us recording the song, just like having fun playing our instruments, having fun recording. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. I mean, like, being honest, recording for bands of our level these days is very much not that you pay for a huge amount of studio time and you sit in a studio for 2 weeks. It's that the technology is so good now that you can record things with a producer basically anywhere that you want to. So we just did it in his house in Manchester, up north in the country, and we spent a collective 4 days there. We did 1 weekend and then a weekend afterwards, and we just filmed everything that we did basically. And it was just really good fun. And if anyone's kind of wondering who the other guy is in that video that just sort of randomly pops up and isn't in the band, that is our producer. It's not just some guy.
Well, I did wonder who this was, because we are popping this video up for our social media and television viewers, and as we're talking about it here, and I wondered who that other guy was.
Yeah, he's a producer. He's also a very long-time friend of all of ours. So
I think what you can find with a lot of studio videos that we see is, it all looks deathly serious and like a lot of work. But at the end of the day, recording, making music with music that we love with our mates is a lot of fun. So we think that's expressed in the video as well.
Yeah, I have to say I've done quite a lot of studio work in the past, and because I'm slightly older than the other guys, I used to do a lot of classic studio work, and this approach, although at the first it might seem I don't know, like not as good, you can achieve a really great sound with a producer that knows what he's doing, and that's what a producer, Jamie McIntyre, can do. He's got a really good ear, and he really has the capability. So it's a pleasure, actually. It was probably one of the only studio experiences I've had that was more enjoyable than stressful, as we all know it can be. So good.
Well, you've got a heck of a deal here. Check out LestWeForgetBand.co.uk. They are fantastic. They're joining us today here on our broadcast, and we are playing their music video here and chatting about it. So, okay, you guys filmed this. Did you bring in folks with cameras, or how did all this? Take me through the behind the scenes, I guess, of it.
So the behind the scenes of this particular video were very DIY. Our producer's girlfriend is a very, very good photographer. So she filmed. She came in and filmed on our off days, getting down the shots that we needed for this video. In the music videos we've done in the past, we have got established camera crews in to properly film scenes, edit them all together, etc. But this was very much more of a DIY job, just to express, more of a playful side to the music videos that we've done before.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, I think with the other shooter videos we've seen, it's more of a raw sort of style, isn't it? It's not like a big deal of who you are. It's more just saying this is what we're doing as we're recording, and that's just sort of what we wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
As you can tell, like we've got some good friends, which has helped us during the process.
And I think it's quite honest about how the music industry is at our level, in the sense that a lot of bands do record in those kinds of environments, and they do they surround themselves with other people who are good at different things like photography or videographing, producing, etc. And I think we just wanted to do. We just wanted to give a little snapshot of what that's kind of like, because I think there's quite a romanticized view of how bands are, and it's this idea that you sort of like any level these days, you sort of pay for a bit of studio time and then you're all in there, recording. But I think money's tight at our level, frankly, and if you've got talented people that who are happy to work with you and are also interested and ambitious about making their project big and doing something meaningful with their skills, then that's a fantastic relationship to have. So I think it was good to sort of have a bit of fun while also being quite true to the process.
Well, it is a heck of a deal. Check out LestWeForgetBand.co.uk. And they join us live here today on our broadcast. So how'd you guys come up with this name?
The name of the band?
Yes, the name of the band.
Yeah.
It's just a story we hate telling.
Well, do we want to tell him the honest one or the...
You can tell me whichever version you'd like, gentlemen. I am open to whatever.
I think the honest one is slightly more entertaining, Jay.
Yeah, so I'll get the PR one, right?
The PR one.
We're gonna get a lot of stick.
I don't think Paul's heard this actually.
Yeah.
No.
But so the PR one, which you'll get first, because otherwise our management will jump on us. Is that it just sort of it just came to us and it sounded cool and we were like, yeah, let's do that. But the actual honest truth is, I don't know how many of your listeners will know about the show, but there's a show in the UK called X Factor, which I guess is like Pop Idol.
Oh, yes.
In
yes.
the US.
So
American I'll tell you honestly, I've seen X Factor. I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot better than some of the crap they got going on over here.
It's bad.
They're all bad.
Yeah. That's when we were sort of like
13, 14.
Yeah, 13, 14. People were still watching it, and I think they did they did some Remembrance Day celebration where they got loads of singers back and sang. And it just said there was this shot of all of them on stage with "Lest We Forget" in the background, which obviously is the phrase that's associated with remembrance in this country particularly.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, I could definitely see that on a banner behind a band. That would be very cool.
And so on a banner behind the band.
Yeah. We just don't have as much TV time as X Factor, which would be nice.
I can't believe you never told me that. And I can't
That's great. We have got a great guest with us today. They join us live, Lest We Forget, and there with us today here on Skype. And so where do you guys see the band in like 5 years?
I think
Out of lockdown, hopefully.
Yeah, out of lockdown. Hopefully,
Hey, I've been hearing rumors that this will go on for another year or so, which I don't think that's gonna happen. But
yeah, I guess
I hope not.
yeah, it might not be lockdown, but in this country, it's hard to tell when gigs are going to come back.
Yes.
So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think in 5 years, 2 albums in, I'd say. A very, very healthy following on all of our social media. Like we'd like to be able to command thousands of listeners every month without editorial playlisting. That's just like organic fans. But we'd love to be playing like sold out shows in couple of hundred to potentially 1,000 person venues. And that's always the ambition. That's the play big venues, play with good bands.
Hopefully, supporting some of our favourite bands as well.
Yeah, that would be good. And but just like playing in front of lots of people who are positive about what you're doing, and that's basically gold dust, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great.
Because of the niche market we're in, specifically being prog, you've got the greats like for me, like Opeth and Mastodon and Between the Buried and stuff like that. I mean, these guys are fantastic. But they're still, in the grand scheme of things, not as huge as obviously other massive music artists, and that's always the way it's going to be because it's fairly niche. I think we'd be happy to just be, nearby the level of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Supporting those guys would be a great stepping stone, and maybe one day we could be there ourselves.
I think that's true.
Well, that's a great answer. We've got Lest We Forget with us today. They join us live here on Skype, and we are going to. We played a little bit of the video earlier. We are going to play the song now. I appreciate you guys making time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us. I appreciate it, guys.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
thank you for having us. Thank you very much.
This has been fun.
Hope you and your listeners stay well and safe.
Definitely. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
There they go. Lest We Forget. And we are going to go to their tune, if I can find it, which is always fun. Can I find it? Maybe I can find it. And just in case you just joined us or you missed it, here we go. It's Lest We Forget, and it's on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast.